Go ahead, Ashley. We're ready for you.
Well, hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with you tonight. I love my Savvy Minerals makeup. Been using it since way back in 2018, right? Sorry, I think it's funny to say that. Man, my screen looks a little cloudy. I'm going to clean that up. Sorry, but I want everyone to do their very, very favorite pump you up move, happy dance, whatever it is, because here's the thing. We're going to get our learn on. It's going to be so fun. Some of y'all, it's like pre-dinner time. Some of us, for me, I work these hours, but also like other East Coast girls, you might be like, what the heck is going on? These people are crazy with their happy hour style class at 9 p.m. But we like to party. With Young Living, what we get to do is use toxin-free products, not just makeup, but products from head to toe that are going to get us healthy and have us beautiful from the inside out. So really important to note tonight, we're talking all about the things you apply to your face that are going to enhance your natural beauty. But I want to just tell you, this is not where your journey should ever start. It should just be part of your story with Young Living. Our supplements that we're not going to talk about tonight, but our supplements are amazing oils, our skincare that we'll touch on. These are the things that are truly going to help you be able to apply makeup, because confidence, of course, is the new sexy, and makeup helps with that. But that is not where your true beauty is going to come from. It's going to come from the person you are, and then, of course, enhanced by our healthy lifestyle products. And we just get to accentuate the positives we already have, right, with our amazing Savvy Minerals line. So if you're new to the clean makeup industry, that realm, it's something that for me, I was definitely on a journey to find clean makeup, to really figure out the best way to, I would say, look pretty awesome, not cost $1 million, $100 trillion, and have things that were going to be healthy for my face. And we're going to really increase my ability to live toxin free and have choice of what I put in and on my body. And I know that sounds weird if you are new to this realm with us, but everything you touch goes into your skin in a matter of 26 seconds. And that means it goes into your bloodstream, which also means, right? Which also means that the bad things go in as much as the good things. So I truly know that what you put on your face is something most of us apply, not on an occasional basis, but on a pretty frequent basis. So if you've never heard of those nasty toxins that are in most of our major makeup lines, and even really what we call greenwashing in a lot of our more natural makeup lines, I'm going to tell you about a few of the dangers and about why you want to choose Savvy Minerals before we go ahead and start our demos and all the fun things that are to come in our class tonight. So keep typing in your questions. Sorry if I'm pausing on that, but I want to make sure that we're giving you time and space to really think about what you're about to learn and about what you want to focus on and your goals and what you're going to get out of this class. I love to write down a goal for what I'm going to learn before I start anything. So toxins lurking in makeup. Did you know the average woman actually applies about 300 chemicals, 500 on the higher end of the average, different sources to her body. And most of that is makeup, cosmetics, and other beauty products that are just lurking underneath her counters or on top of her counters in her bathroom. So let's take a deeper dive. So these are the 6 most common ones. I'm going to fly through them pretty quickly. We have parabens. So these are things that are chemicals. They've been used since the 1950s in our makeup. Crazy, right? They're a preservative in deodorants, lotions, lipsticks, all the things they preserve. They can mimic estrogen in our bodies and act as a potential hormone disruptor. An endocrine disruptor would be what those are called. So parabens have been found with a great linkage to breast cancer. Talc is number 2. It's a mineral substance made of mainly magnesium, silicon, and oxygen. They're used in a variety of feminine care products, lotions, lipsticks, foundations again. And this is a known carcinogen. It absorbs into your body. It also contains asbestos, which probably shouldn't be used because we know for sure that leads to cancer down the road. Bismuth is a naturally occurring heavy element that's often found in nickel, tin, silver. This one's the hardest one for me to wrap my head around. So most women will experience itchiness when you wear a product that contains this, but this allows the makeup to stick to your skin, to have that staying power, to be the long lasting thing that we found in a lot of foundations and lipsticks. Lead. Seriously, yeah, lead is found in a ton of cosmetic products, and women all over, it's actually still happening. 2 years ago, it was being pulled from the shelves all over for, again, being toxic. And it doesn't even have to be listed on the label because we know the cosmetic industry is regulated very loosely. It's not a supplement, it's cosmetic. You apply it topically. They do not list all the ingredients, especially if they're in less than 5% of volume. So a healthy lead contamination level is known to be like what the verbiage is used by the FDA for cosmetics. And it means that actually 99% of all cosmetics contain lead. It's just in a healthier level. Gross, right? Mercury. We know mercury is a known toxin. Think about if you have ever been pregnant and you think about mercury levels in fish. We think about it and we monitor it and we look at things, and those are whole healthy, right? That can be even like a naturally caught, a wild caught fish can still have high levels of mercury. Well, think about mercury that is created really in a synthetic manner. So this can lead to nervousness, irritability, tremors, fatigue, weight loss, diarrhea. It's stored in the kidneys, so long-term kidney damage. And breast milk can actually be contaminated, not just when you are nursing a baby, but in utero. That's why we worry so much about it when you're pregnant. Then finally, mineral oil. This is not the last toxin, but it's one of the 6 major ones. It's also called liquid petroleum, which is freaking gross. That means you're putting gas on your body, basically. It's various ways of it being in your cosmetics, but it's odorless, colorless, and it really is used. This is going to be so weird. It's used a lot of times in your makeup to be a preservative, but it also helps again with stain powder. It's so gross. It can actually be detected if you take a sample of blood or breast milk from a woman that uses a lot of cosmetics that contain mineral oil, and it accumulates over time. So this is gross, gross stuff, poisonous. You don't want it in there. So these are the 6, we would really say, the most common, right, things that lurk in your makeup. So nasty. So Savvy Minerals, we have a different kind of makeup. So the other options we have, natural options that I found, most of them still contain fragrance, which we know fragrance can be really a loophole ingredient because it can say like natural fragrance, but it can contain up to 3,000 chemical constituents that just make up the word natural fragrance. So be really careful with that. I've also found that actually mineral oil and talc and even bismuth can be in these natural products. So if you use ewg.org Skin Deep Environmental Working Group, you can find a lot more information as well to double check. But Savvy Minerals does last all day, no weird chemicals, and it has no gluten, no soy, no mineral oil, no petrochemicals, no talc, no parabens, no nanoparticles, no phthalates, no bismuth, no metals, no synthetic dyes, no synthetic fragrance, and that is quite a list. So in our newer liquid foundation, we'll talk more about those ingredients, but what we've actually found, especially with our powder-based things, is that we actually have kaolin clay, arrowroot powder, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, vitamin E, mica, aloe, aspen bark extract, beeswax, and pure essential oils. That is amazing because these are going to be things that enhance your skin and not deteriorate it and deteriorate your body and brain function and overall systems, right? Like a lot of those toxic chemicals do. So Savvy Minerals by Young Living uses these things to help with a silky, smooth complexion, are going to enhance what it is that you're already doing with your supplements and oils and healthy diet. So every Savvy Minerals product is carefully crafted so you can feel fabulous about yourself, feel beautiful in the skin you're in, and each makeup product is naturally derived without any cheap synthetic fillers or fragrances, nothing to worry about in your family and your home. And even if you have a daughter in the house or a younger woman in the house that you're trying to mentor as they get into using these products, they are safe and effective. Your baby girl or baby boy, whoever's playing in the makeup, right, who knows what, they can put on the lipstick and you're not freaking out. So it's something, for me, it gives peace of mind. And it's also creating generational change that you can pass on and on again to your girlfriends and your kids and your grandkids and whoever you encounter along the way. So thanks for being here with us tonight. I am going to pass this off for us to learn more and more about that base layer that we put on our face and the exciting concealer and foundation options that we have.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ashley. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this with our amazing makeup artist pro, Kaylee Teff. So Kaylee, can you unmute yourself? Let's make sure we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. And then we're going to test it out real quick. I'm just going to make sure we can
Yep.
spotlight. So Kaylee, can you talk and can you guys tell us in the comment box as Kaylee's talking, do you just see me? Go ahead, Kaylee.
Hello. Do you see Tracy's face or do you see mine when I talk?
Working. Yeah, Kim's saying yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. So I was going to chat a little bit about the liquid foundation, and unfortunately I did not get mine, and then my color went out of stock, which I should have just gotten a few anyway, because we all know that Savvy Minerals and minerals in general, I learned this as a makeup artist before Savvy existed, that natural minerals are very, very, very forgiving. They don't completely cover, they enhance. So while they may even out your skin tone and all the good things, but they also let your skin tone contribute to the final color. And so if you get tanner in the summer and you're lighter in the winter, you can still use the same shade because it's going to allow your skin to contribute to that final color. So she is going to put it on while I chat a little bit about it. I love that, we all love that they came out with liquid foundation. We all can say that we loved the powder so much, but the liquid is just, taking it a step further. The amazing brushes. I can tell you right now from using makeup professionally, which it wasn't the main part of what I did a lot of hair, but their brushes are absolutely fantastic. I have never once been disappointed with the quality of these brushes. When Savvy first came out, we learned just, they went lengths, to go overseas and find, these artisan brush makers to make our brushes. So what she's doing right here, you definitely want to focus when you're putting it on. And the reason why you use a brush to put on liquid is so you don't waste your product. We all know, I don't know about y'all, but I wash dishes. I do things. I'm messing with animals. I do kids, cook, all the things. My hands are dry. Especially in the winter, they get a little bit more dry. Your fingers, even if your skin isn't super dry, will absorb way more foundation than you even realize. Every little bit that goes into your fingers and soaks into your skin you're kind of wasting some money here. So you want your little bit of product. We all know Savvy goes so far. Little bit goes a really long way, but that brush is going to minimize any waste at all. So you're basically just going to squeeze it right on top of that brush and kind of work in swirls, right? So normally what I would do is I would put on a layer just like that. So she's doing, making sure you're kind of getting in all your little lines and wrinkles and kind of making sure you're kind of getting into that hairline and brushing it down to where you don't have this big line on your chin, which if you've got the right color and with Savvy anyway, you're not really going to have any harsh lines, let's be honest. So swirling it around like that, it's really awesome. And just making sure you're getting in all your nooks and crannies. But also, I normally would do that before I put on any other concealer, highlighting anything. So normally you would put on one layer of liquid foundation, and then you can kind of go in with your concealer and use that brush and the blending sponge to go ahead and blend all that in.
Kaylee, do me just show real quick?
Yeah.
So can I tell you guys, because I think you guys should hear direct from Kaylee. I know Kaylee's going to talk a little bit about like skin tone. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a bit of melasma. It really comes out in the summer because I go to the beach, like no joke, every single day. So in my opinion, if you have uneven skin tone, I would recommend going a shade lighter. Do you agree, Kaylee?
Yes. Anytime you're trying to even out anything like that, like those darkened spots, and even like with your concealer, you don't want your concealer to completely match your skin tone. Sometimes, so to even out, like she's talking about melasma, you want to go just a tad lighter. And with concealers, kind of the same thing, because if you put too dark around here, the way, your face naturally will look, your cheeks, why we put blush on anyway, because normally your cheeks, back before makeup would get hit by the sun a little bit more. So naturally this would be a little bit lighter under your eyes anyway. That's kind of why we brighten under the eyes. I will have to say this has been my absolute favorite concealer. So before this came out, I was a diehard concealer of another mineral makeup brand. And when I heard this came, I was like, I don't know, guys, this better be good. And did y'all know this had Manuka in it? Oh my goodness. Hello. So if you put it on your blemishes, it's gonna help clear it up. So it's so light, it blends so well. I absolutely love it. So foundation, concealer, you know, if you're in a pinch and not taking all your things, if you're ever gonna touch, if there's anything I ever tell anybody, if you're ever gonna touch your eyes, use your ring finger to put on all the things, because it's the softest pad of all your fingers, and that way the your skin around your eyes isn't damaged. But if you can use a brush, do your brush so you're not wasting anything. Yes, so color matching. Again, Savvy Minerals is so simple with color matching, because you really can. Every single person I've ever color matched, I've ever used, even just the powder on, can use a range of 3 to 4 colors. As long as you're not like supposed to be like ivory, you know, and using a cool 3, like, come on, like just use some common sense with it. I'm light skinned, you know, I'm lighter. I'm not going to go for the dark color. You know, I'm not going to go for cocoa or whatever, you know, whatever those darker colors are. I could probably use a variety of four to 5 different colors. And so she put in the Fitzpatrick scale. It's a really great way to tell kind of what your skin does, how easily it burns. You know, I am lighter, but I'm not so fair. I tan really well. Eventually I will burn, but I also tan. So I'm just not that super fair, but I'm not really dark. Even if you are cool skin toned, you should, you know, we've talked about this in the past. We have so many posts about how to tell if you're cool or warm. Normally, you know, if you wear cooler colors, you know, I wear a lot of pinks and a lot of just those bright, cooler colors, lighter blues and things like that. That's what complement my skin. If you're really warm, you have more yellow, more orangey tones, obviously more warm. Even if you are cool, I know a lot of people who have cool skin, they're like, but my face is so red. They deal with rosacea or any sort of really red in your skin. What cancels out red is yellow. That's just the way makeup works. Anytime you're trying to cancel out red, you have to use a yellow base. That means you need to be using warm if your goal is to cancel redness in your face, even if you're cool or warm skin toned. It will not make you look crazy. You know, just get one that's light enough so that if you're putting a warm on, you don't have this bright yellow face, you know. Just go a little bit air on the lighter side if you're trying to cancel out red. Another thing, if you're trying to cancel out something else that may not like even apply right now, but I have mixed up some things too. If you have some darker, like if you got some real like purple, you know, things going on underneath your eyes, the concealer is amazing. But if you can ever look at what helps cancel out purple is actually a peach tone. So if you can get a warmer, like a little bit of a darker concealer, whatever. I have actually mixed something else that's really good to mix is one of the matte eyeshadows that is peach tinted, and I will mix it into something and that can actually cancel out purple. So if you're having really hard issue with the dark circles and you're fixing it for whatever reason, you just need to cover it. Peach will help with that. What else did I miss, Tracy? What else you got for a foundation for me?
Oh my gosh, that was so good. I have to remember that peach. Do you remember what the peach eyeshadow is? I have to totally remember that because I
got it. I know Crushin' was one, which also would work well since it is a shimmer, would work well in reflecting light. So it would kind of give that lightness. Yeah.
That's so good. You guys, I've seen questions about the brushes. So this is the foundation brush. So I actually didn't get it wet. So Kaylee said put the foundation right on the brush. I actually put it in my hand. So I washed my hands obviously first, and then I put it there and I kind of use the palm of my hand as kind of like a little palette. And that's what I do. I mix it in. But the makeup brushes are really key. I'm just going to tell you right now, I've tried it before. I was like, I'll just use the cheap makeup brushes. it's totally different. I mean, their makeup brushes are amazing. They're like, the bristles are from Italy. It's very high grade, like what you would define at a department store. These are not like brushes you're going to just use for a year and then toss. Like, these are brushes you're going to have for years and years. So, you know, if you're going to go and splurge and get the good makeup, get the good brushes. The brushes were made to use with the makeup. So that's what I would say. And then we're seeing some questions on color matching. And like Kaylee said, I 100% agree. You can go, but I mean, I could probably wear 4 different foundation colors. Use that Fitzpatrick scale. So I have the color matching tool. I'm going to be honest, when I used it, I was like, I don't know. It was hard for me to kind of figure out. But when I looked at that Fitzpatrick scale, for instance, I am a warm 2. So if you are a warm 2, you'll see, boom, you're the 3 in that 3 category on the Fitzpatrick scale. There's 3 or 4 different foundations and concealer and 2 concealers. So I got a couple of them, right? So I have natural beige and sand beige. They both work. Right? I have the light 2 concealer and the medium 1 concealer. They both work. So it just depends, like Kaylee said, time of year, right? In the summer, I tend to be a little darker. In the winter, I'm a little lighter, but I could easily go in between. So don't really stress about it, but use that Fitzpatrick scale. In my opinion, I think it's way more accurate than getting the makeup matching tool, because I was like, I don't know. I couldn't really find an exact match. But when I saw the Fitzpatrick scale, it was like, no doubt, that's it, easy. Anything else you want to add, Kaylee?
No, that's good.
All right.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, okay, if you guys have other questions about foundation and concealer, type in the chat box and we can help you. But I'm going to turn it over. I think, Kaylee, you're next. You're going to do eyebrows and contouring.
Okay, so you'll see how I'm like lopsided. So I wanted to show you how much of a difference your eyebrows make. I wish everybody would really understand how much of a difference eyebrows make. The first time a friend of mine doing my makeup in cosmetology school colored in my eyebrows, I was like, oh my goodness, I look like a clown. But really, I just look like a human. For whatever reason, God did not bless me with eyebrows. No, I did not over wax them. I did not wax them till I was in my 20s. I just don't have any. They're a little bit there. So eyebrows like make the face. That's like one thing we learn in cosmetology school and doing makeup. Enhancing your eyebrows, it's not that you have to draw these straight crazy lines. There's just a way to do it naturally. And Savvy has given us all the things to do it well. Powders that have always been my go-to, even before I fell in love with the multitaskers. I am lighter. My hair is finally sort of its natural color, somewhat up here. And I still use the dark multitasker. Just because it is that dark doesn't mean it's gonna go on and make you look like you have black eyebrows. I promise the first time you start coloring in your eyebrows or enhancing them, it's gonna feel weird just because you're not used to it. But if you have, that's kind of like the 2 things I do in the day. If I don't do anything, I do my eyebrows and mascara. That's it. Young Living Savvy does have that really great angled brush, but you know, me being me and doing my eyebrows for years, I have like an old brush that I use. It's a little bit fatter, but anytime you get an angled brush, it's gonna work really well. Do not get it wet. I do use multitasker for my eyeliner and I wet the brush before I swipe it on because it's awesome and it'll stay really long. I don't wet the powder because if you wet that dark multitasker or the light it's gonna go on a lot darker. So basically just enhancing your natural eyebrows. If you have awesome, crazy eyebrows that you have to wax every 2 weeks just because you have so much, like I envy you so much, but for so many of us that aren't blessed with those nice big eyebrows, multitasker is going to be key, and an angled brush. Basically, you want to enhance the natural shape. You don't just want to draw on some eyebrows where eyebrows just aren't there. You don't go up here or down here or go way out here. Just follow the natural shape. Everybody's so scared of it. Just sit in front of a mirror and play with it. That's all you have to do. So start where your eyebrows normally start. And we learn this in waxing and everything. So if you take the end of your brush and you go from the corner of your eye directly up, that's about where your eyebrow should start. That's your guideline right there. It's about where your eyebrow should start. The corner of, I don't know, the iris, whatever this colored part of your eye is, if you go from this side up, that's about naturally where your eyebrow starts to arch, okay? That's your arch. And then if you turn your brush like this and go out, that's about where it should end. So if you follow that, and if you have eyebrows on your face at all and you haven't shaved them off and waxed them away for years and years, it's about where your eyebrows naturally are gonna be, right? So that's just where you're gonna enhance that color. I just take a little bit of powder. It takes it takes just a couple minutes, and I am gonna have to look at a mirror because doing it on a computer is not really gonna be, but you're gonna tell I have all my makeup on, but that's a pretty big difference between this side and this side, right? I have done, makeup for girls at weddings and pictures, and they're like, are you sure you're gonna color my eyebrows? I'm like, yeah, girl, you just wait. And I'll do it. And everybody's like, I had no idea. I had no idea. Like, I know. It's awesome. Does anybody have any questions on eyebrows as you sit here and watch me make funny faces while I do this? See, I'm just really easily just going it, which this one I've had on all day. Yeah, so this is gonna be a little bit darker. You're just gonna easily brush it. Don't leave any hard lines, just kind of color it in and go on. That's it. Yep, definitely use multitasker. They have those lighter multitaskers, they came out with a little bit later after the dark multitasker. I found that some of those are a little bit too light, and there's one that's a little bit more red tone. I feel like the dark multitasker, I have used it on all different colors of skin, all different colors of natural hair, and it has looked good on everybody, absolutely everybody. There's a way to make it, doesn't have to be super dark. That's it.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Thank you so much, Kaylee. Any other questions on eyebrows? You guys type it into the chat box. So do you see everybody needs eyebrows? I was the same. I didn't even color in my eyebrows until Savvy came out. And then when I did it, I was like, oh, that's what my face is supposed to look like. And then of course, Kaylee showed us too, which is awesome. Okay, I think Kim is gonna now cover our 5-minute face. Is that right?
Yes. Hey guys. So I've done this so many times, and I love, love, love doing the 5-minute face. And I'm going to tell you guys the trick to a 5-minute face is take all the guesswork out of your life and get a palette. So easy. There are 3 of these really cute 4 palettes that we have. This one I'm going to show you guys, which I chose this one because I feel like this is kind of everybody's more like, okay, I'm comfortable with these colors. And it's natural quartz. Okay. So that's what the colors look like. You have Cloud 9, or no, I'm sorry, you have Blessed, you have Petal, you have Dragonfly, and you have Bliss. Those are the names of those colors. You can definitely pop online and see the other ones. I love Royal Winter for a night out. It's got some really, really fun colors that sparkle and shine. And quite honestly, I sneak into Sahara Sunset, and that's probably why I remembered the word Cloud 9, because that's the color, the white. Look at that white. And I will tell you guys, we do have a white called Wanderlust, and it's my absolute favorite white. And I'm pretty sure Kaylee's gonna freak out here too and be like, oh my God, yes, it's like the best white, because it's got that like super, super strong, stays on for highlighting the brows really, really good. But Cloud 9 is definitely my favorite. This is Sahara Sunset. That gorgeous Elite is so pretty when you put it on. And this is actually a pretty natural palette too. It's just that Elite can be pretty intense. So you just want to be like very intentional when you put it on. But this is a gorgeous palette as well. Really, really nice for the fall. I do love Royal Winter for the winter time. And natural quartz is kind of just my go-to. Any of these colors, here's what's super fun with makeup is that if you're ever doing an evening out, I've gone on cruises, we've done a lot of dinners, you can do a trick called foiling when you're putting makeup on. And that's where you just take some of your misting spray, okay? So you get your little misting spray bottle, you spritz a little bit on the top of your hand, and then you take your brush and you dab your brush in that misting spray before you put it into the eye color. And then when you put it on, it's gonna go on straight pigment. It's gonna be like bold and dark and very, very amazing for nighttime. It will scare most of you who are like, I'm gonna just get started with makeup. Don't do this. But for those of you who are like ready for, you know, it's gonna be candlelight lighting, it's gonna be dark, it's a nighttime look, that's how you can achieve that full face. So that's what I love about this makeup. It's completely natural, it's soft, it's smooth, but if you want to go big and bold, you can do it. And so that's really awesome. So 5-minute face, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It might take me a little more than 5 minutes just to explain it because the talking in between, but I've done this before in less than 5. Most important step is preparing your palette. For some people, a 5-minute face is going to be more foundation. For some people, it's my 5-minute face always includes my eyebrows, always includes eyeliner, and depending on how my skin's behaving, it will include some form of foundation. I don't have my liquid foundation yet, so I don't know how that fits into my world. So I can't speak on that just yet, but I will update you guys soon. But the most important step when putting on eyeshadow and even your eyebrows is the primer. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Now, how do I pick my primer, Kim? There's 2 of them. Hydrating and mattifying, okay? I tend to be more T-zone oily, so I'm going to use a mattifying primer because you can already see like I've got like a little bit of I had makeup on today. And so the primer does reduce the amount of like markings that I would get under my eyes, but I just naturally am more of an oily type person. And so anyhow, mattifying primer is what I would use. It's about a pea size, less than a pea on here. The primer is just gonna help make your makeup stick. Okay, it's going to hold your makeup in place and it's going to help control that extra moisture that's happening around your eyes. Does that make sense, guys? Primer is very important. It holds the color on all day too. So you just want to kind of dab it on, and for me, if I didn't have any eyebrow stuff on already, I would just kind of shape my eyebrows with the primer because I have a little bit fuller of an eyebrow. The next step obviously is you want to fill in your eyebrows. And I also use the same multitasker that Kaylee just did. I'm just gonna touch up mine super, super quick here because I've already done them. And I do have to add my little tails on mine because mine are almost non-existent. And so anyhow, this is part of my process for my 5 minutes. Always add my eyebrows. So then once I do that, I like to do my eyeshadow first. I don't like to do my foundation first, mainly because I kind of dribble. So if I get anything here, I want to be able to get it off when I put my foundation on. So first step that I like to put for my eyeshadow is I always like to put my light color on first, okay? And I'm just going to put that underneath the eyebrow, and that highlights the eyebrow. And you know, you want to find a color placement that's good for your eye shape, okay? If you notice, I have almost no hoods. You can't see the hood of my eye, but I have friends who have like the most beautiful pronounced hoods. You can put all kinds of color there and everyone's gonna see it, okay? I tend to like to put lighter colors in the center of my eye because it's gonna help open my eyes and make them a little bigger, okay? And when I'll talk to you guys about eyeliner and about how you can create effects. And that's the fun part about makeup. And I love that Ashley said that in the beginning. The whole point of makeup, I wear makeup for me, y'all. I don't wear makeup for my husband. My husband is, you know, I think I saw somebody else commented and said this too. Like, my husband is no help because he thinks I'm beautiful no matter what I have on, right? The brush is called Eyeshadow. It is by Savvy Minerals. So this is one of our new brushes. But yeah, my husband's like, I think you're gorgeous just the way you are. I'm like, thanks. So I've determined that makeup and all things pretty are for me because I like to feel extra pretty. The next brush I'm using is called Blending, okay? And I like to use that on Petal. So I'm using the Petal color now. And I'm just gonna put that more towards the middle here And that's gonna be my color that's gonna touch a little bit where my highlighter was under my brow. Make sense? So this is just a light dusting of petal right here. Now, I like to create a smoky eye, but this is not gonna look like your night on the town vampy smoky eye, all right? So this is gonna be just a natural smoky eye, and yes, that is a thing. Dragonfly is the next color. This one does go on a little darker. And one thing you guys can do when you put these colors on too is kind of see, I have a video for every single eye palette and me putting them on. So you guys can watch that too. But Dragonfly, what you're gonna make, when you make a smoky eye, you're gonna think of Pac-Man's mouth coming at the outside of your eye, okay? So you're making a V. So this is the bottom of Pac-Man's mouth, right? And then here's the top. And based on your hood of your eye is where you're going to place the rest of that smoky eye. Makes sense? I'm not gonna bring it all the way in because I like my highlighter down here in the middle. So it's just like he's chomping on the end of my eye. Yeah, it's just a fun, you know, fun little ways to remember how to put it on, right? So Pac-Man's just gonna chomp on the outside of your eye. He's like attacking your nose if you want to. So we're just gonna bring it over here to this side, right? Gotta keep them even. I like going back and forth with the color because then I can step back and see if they're even one step at a time. So there's this amazing like lady from the Bronx who did her eye makeup like forever ago on this like YouTube video. And she was like putting makeup on to do a smoky. She's like, now don't freak out. Like it's kind of heavy, it's kind of dark. I don't need everybody freaking out on me. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna blend it, watch. And so that's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna blend it. So we're gonna take our blending brush, right? We're gonna go back to petal and we're just gonna kind of like smooth that transition from where that smoky eye here and the petal here, and I'm not gonna touch my highlighter up there. We're just gonna kind of hang out right where that petal originally was. And that's gonna soften it so it doesn't look quite as abrupt of a smoky eye. But see, we're still keeping that darkness down here. Make sense? So yes, blending is the key, guys. Blending brush, you need this brush. This is your best friend. So the last thing I like to do with this palette, because they do give you Bliss, and Bliss is all sparkly because it has that mica, and it's the happy mica. It's the happy mica that was mined in the United States, and no child had to suffer, so my eyes could sparkle. So we're gonna take Bliss, and we're just gonna put a little bit of that right here in the crease where I want my Pac-Man to look pronounced. Okay, and yes, we can blend some more if we need to. I typically don't tend to blend my Bliss. I like my Bliss to be nice and bold, but again, I'm more of a bold makeup kind of girl. And you guys will play around with this. You're gonna find what works for you. You think I'm done? I'm not. Last step. We're gonna start from the beginning and end at Blessed. And we're just gonna reapply that right there. And what's kind of cool is because we put it on the base, I know I've had some people say like, why not just put it on at the end, Kim? Because it's already underneath there. And so when you put it back on, it's kind of like you're taking all the other stuff off that was there. And so now I have that really pretty light look that I want in the center of my eye. So when I blink, it's fun. It's like a flash. Anyhow, so that's it for the color. I'm gonna take my eyeliner brush. I'm going to take my jet black eyeliner, right? Eyeliner, yes, jet black. I'm gonna put a little bit in the lid, and here's the trick. You hold your lid like that and you make a pool in your hand, and you spray your almost empty bottle of misting spray in there, and you make a puddle. You dip your brush in the puddle, right? Dipping it in the puddle. And then I'm going to put it in here in my lid. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yes, I did. I remember Allison. I think you and Becky, right? We all did our makeup together. Here's the trick, guys. Eyeliner. Who freaks out over eyeliner? Is totally intimidated, right? Angled brush. That is my magic trick, okay? Angled brush. So what you do is you take your angled brush. This is the Savvy Minerals one, and I love this because it does have the thing for the lashes or the brows. So you do have that brush on the end. But you take your angled brush and you take the end, that pointy end there, and you're gonna start on the outside. If you're doing wings, start on the outside and drag it in. Then watch, you ready? Flip it, okay? So we're gonna bring the angle this way, go to the inside and drag it in. Ta-da! If you are doing the bottom, you can go ahead and fill that in. And then remember I told you there was another trick with makeup to create the illusion. The trick with makeup to create the illusion is if you don't close your eye off, that'll make your eye appear bigger. So if I were to do eyeliner all the way across here, this eye will look smaller than this eye. It's a really cool illusion, but it does totally work. So again, take your brush, you drag it in, flip it, and drag it in, okay? Fill in whatever you want to at the bottom, and now you have perfect little wings, okay? Super, super simple. I know someone else is gonna talk lips and stuff like that with you guys, but while I have that here, I usually will do my lip liner as well. I will put one layer of mascara on. I just got the brand new lengthening mascara. Next on my list is gonna be the volumizing. And so I'm just gonna put one little really quick layer on here. And of course you guys do your own mascara, however you like to. I never put mascara on the bottom, but I think it's just because my eyes leak all the time. Like I'm always crying for, not crying, but just tearing up for whatever reason. I don't know if I'm emotional or whatever. But for those of you who are still with the powdered stuff, don't throw your powdered foundation away. That's going to be a really great way to like soften everything too. So this is our foundation brush. You can spray misting spray on here if you want to. Me personally, on my 5-minute face, I just want to kind of even a couple of my awkward spots. I'm excited for liquid foundation because I've been getting a little bit of blemishes lately. And I did not know, Kaylee, that Mica was in there. That's going to be so amazing. I should honestly be wearing Warm 3. I have not switched my foundation over to Warm 3 like I should, just because of being at the beach for so long. But this is my 5-minute face, guys. I promise 5 minutes. This is it. This is the last step. I just put a little bit of this on to create that. Now I do sometimes like to play with contouring. And we did talk about that. We do have bronzers and they're amazing. I really only like one, which is Summer Loved, but there's other bronzers that aren't quite as bright. So I just sprinkled a little bit in there. Okay, Evie said yes for contouring. Okay, so super quick. You can use our blush brushes, both for contouring and for that. Honestly, for contouring, I probably would even get a second foundation brush if I didn't already have one. So you can use that because I like to be a little bit more controlling of my bronzer. You can probably start doing contouring, and this is what I'm really excited about, is doing contouring with the liquid foundations. So that's gonna be a lot of fun as well. But until then, we do have a bronzer. And you're just gonna take a little bit of that bronzer. And so with contouring, you kind of wanna, you know, make a pucker up, right? And so for me, my cheekbone's right here. So for contouring, I actually will put a little bit extra bronzer here and here right beneath my cheekbone. So it creates the shadow and it's gonna help reduce some of my puffy face, okay? Or just create the line. Anyhow, so you guys see my face, right? This is before the line. And so we're gonna put it right here underneath. Just gonna kind of create that shadow. It's so creepy, guys, when you put it on. You're just like, oh my God, how did it do that? But it does it. It creates this cheekbone, and then all of a sudden I look like, you know, poco loco, right? I got a little bit of that more defined cheekbone line. And so anyway, it looks a little funny again, like that, you know, lady from the Bronx. Don't freak out. We're gonna blend it. Kaylee, I'm missing everything you're saying. I see some of it though. I love it that you're commenting. So then for blush, I'm gonna put that right on top of my cheekbone, right? And the blending, I feel like I do that when I put my final little bit of diamond dust on, okay? So I put this across here, kind of get it in the apple, bring it back, in the apple, bring it back. So that's your blush application. The last thing that I still love to do, and I don't think I'll ever stop doing this despite our liquid foundation, is putting on the, what do you call it, the veil, okay? And that's where I blend, is actually with the veil. And again, this is all really light foundation. Okay, this is not heavy foundation. I would probably blend a lot more if I have liquid foundation on. But with it being such a soft amount of powder on, you don't have to do as much. So I just put this here, and then this is where the blending happens. And that's where I do it with this massive, amazing veil brush. I love this brush. It's so soft. It's like a little cloud kissing your face. And guys, I was really that person that was like, I have so many makeup brushes. I've been doing makeup for years and everything like that. I don't know if I'm gonna spend the money on the new brushes. And then my son bought me the brushes for a Christmas gift, and I put them on my face, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like a cloud is kissing my cheek. They're so soft. I would spend the money on it. And it's only like, I think $85 for a 5-brush set, and you get that super cute makeup bag, right? This one. So like, this is amazing for travel, right? Because you can put all your makeup in here, and it's got all the compartments for the brushes. It's like a steal when you really think about it. And look how cute. This is like the little travel version of this brush. Little kabuki. I love the name too. All right, sorry. I get distracted by the brushes. So 5-minute face. I know it took a little longer because of all the explanation in chat, but it really does take me about 5 minutes. Once I finish putting my veil on, I do actually love putting on a second coat of mascara, because at that point, the veil has kind of already created like some fiber lash effect to my lashes. And now I no longer have short, stumpy Asian lashes. I have almost, you know, white girl lashes. So anyhow, super fast, really, really simple. Again, I don't go and spray the brush and do like the whole nighttime look with my foundation. I'll just put a little contouring on just because, you know, I just do what works. And like Kaylee said, the key to everything is blending. So, all right, we are going to hand this over to April, I believe. And thank you guys. If you have any more questions, I'm going to run through and look through the comments, and I'll reply with answers.
Sorry, I was going to hop in a little bit with a little bit more of contouring tips. So I know lots of people are kind of commenting as she was contouring. Contouring is something that you can get super into, and you can go find all these YouTube videos and Instagram videos and all this stuff on contouring, and it looks really intense and really crazy. You could spend 30 minutes contouring your face, but it doesn't have to be that intense for just like a daily contour. I mean, on the daily, I don't typically contour, but if I'm like going out for a date night, like she said, it's gonna look kind of funny to you at first, but a lot of times, usually with contouring and doing makeup for like photo shoots and things like that. So professionally, you would typically get a foundation, whether it be a powder or a liquid, one shade lighter and one shade darker of your actual foundation color. And that's, you can, again, you can Google, you can YouTube, all these different diagrams that show you where you're actually supposed to put it, but it doesn't have to be that intense. Really, just again, think about where the sun would hit on your face and the angles you want to enhance. It doesn't have to be that crazy. You know how I highlight? I take she talked about the veil, and if somebody just mentioned, I've tried to like the diamond dust and I just didn't like it. You know what I've done? I've taken the bronzer brush and I literally just hit my T-zone. It was the tiniest amount of diamond dust. I'll get just a little bit. I'll hit my T-zone right up here, and you get a little bit underneath your lip and right on top of your cheekbones. That, if that's all you want to do to highlight and make your face look bright and awake, then that's all you have to do. I have not ever just put this all over. It just wasn't really like great for me. You know, some people might, and they absolutely love it. My good friend Lindsay, who I've worked with forever, that she's on our team as well. One time she sent me a picture. She goes, "Okay, so you can get too much diamond dust." Yes, you can. You can get too much. I mean, your whole face is just gonna be shining in the sun. You just, you know, just kind of focus on where would the sun naturally hit. We put blush right here because that's where the sun would hit. So if you're just trying to, you know, go for a more natural look, use that angled brush, did a tiny bit of diamond dust in your T-zone right there and right on top of your cheeks. If you want to get even a little bit more into the contouring, you know, you can see those diagrams I get on Instagram, whatever, you know, you kind of put that darker color, maybe a shade darker than your foundation. Typically, I would go more for a powder unless you're just going to get really into it. You can take this angled brush and kind of squeeze it. Take that darker powder. Now, you can use the bronzer for that. Typically, I would not. If I was doing makeup on somebody, I would not use something that was shimmery for a contouring powder because it's gonna make it stand out more. So you're gonna really wanna keep that shimmer more for your highlight than for your contour. So if your contour is gonna be that darker color, you can kind of hold your brush, kind of flatten it out and do that darker color, like she said, right under your cheekbone and kind of the side of your nose. You know, there's all these different places you can put it, whatever, around the edge. Yeah. But once you put your foundation over or finish it off with your powder, that's when you're really just going to blend it in, and it's just going to highlight. It's going to make your cheekbones more pronounced and your brow bones. It's going to highlight what it's supposed to highlight, kind of, you know, just give you a little bit more angular look. If you want to get into all that, that is awesome. Not that you, okay, Alice, not that you can't use bronzer for contouring, but typically for contouring, you wouldn't use something shimmery. Maybe that's why you can go for one of those, like kind of maybe just have like a darker foundation powder on hand for times like that if you really want to get more into it. But for like day-to-day stuff, I'll just really quickly take that diamond dust and do my little T-zone, and it highlights perfectly what I want, and it just like brightens it all up and just makes it awesome. Trace told me lipsticks. I don't even know what to say about the lipsticks. I just love them so much. Like, who absolutely loves the lipsticks? Who loves the lip glosses? I love them so much, right? So much. They're so nourishing to your lips. And I will say there's some companies out there right now really trying to, I think, compete, because I've heard a couple that you can find really talking about how their stuff is clean, you know, as clean or whatever. But let's be honest, like some of those colors just don't happen naturally, right? Like in nature, they've got to be putting something in those lipsticks to be making those super bright, super intense colors. Just think about what is in the earth and think about, you know, really do you want to be ingesting? Because let's be honest, you're ingesting it. I think one time I learned that over a 1 year of time, an average woman ingests like 3 pounds or whatever, like in their lifetime, 3 pounds of lipstick. Like it's just like an insane amount. So yeah, they're just super soft. And guys, if there's anything you can learn from me about makeup is don't listen to all the rules and all the stuff. Just because I'm a cool skin tone doesn't mean I can't wear bronzy colors. Doesn't mean I can't love Sahara Sunset. Just because you're warm doesn't mean you can't wear this gorgeous, charisma pink blush. Like, you do you. Just because you're warm doesn't mean that is not going to look good on you. Just because I'm cool doesn't mean I can't wear a warm blush either. Use those bright colors, use those pinks, use those browns, whatever you feel like using. Yeah, does anybody have any lipstick on hand to throw on? I'm like looking around for all my, like I have my whole pouch like in my purse somewhere, but I literally have almost every color. I love them. They're gorgeous. They look so pretty on everybody, every skin tone. I think they're so, so pretty, and they make your lips so soft, and I'm okay with ingesting 3 pounds of Savvy Minerals lipstick because it's clean and it's not going to harm my body.
I think my favorite lipstick is the Sweet Life, because
Yes.
it's that hot pink. And I'm never this girl, guys. I'm never this like hot pink lipstick kind of girl. So, but if you're more of the dark color, like my mom loves like the dark, more mauve-y type colors. This whole entire line of lipsticks that we have, the containers are more like this, and I think they're the tangerine infused ones. These ones they have that more like, I feel like they're like that more fall, dark mauve-y color. My mom's always stealing my lipstick when she comes in. But these ones have a lot more of the peachy colors too. Yes, and there are some of these that are vegan and some of these aren't because it's about beeswax. But I have some friends who are vegan and they're okay with the beeswax because it's actually responsibly sourced beeswax, and that actually changes a lot of people who are vegans' perspective on that. So. Fun facts. And then lip gloss. Who doesn't love lip gloss?
Awesome. I think that what's so fun, even if you are not into doing all of these steps, and even if for you, you're like the 5-minute face would take me 85 minutes, I will tell you, I am a mascara and gloss girl a lot of days, and it makes all the difference, but you can't use what you don't have. And that might sound really silly, but you can't use what you don't have. So if you don't have on hand the concealer and the foundation and the diamond dust and the eyeshadow palette, then you won't be able to use it when it comes up. So for me, I would say a lot of times, especially in the summer and in the season of what we've been through with quarantine and all that, I've done a lot more of gloss and mascara. But tonight, I have a light layer of the foundation on, and I love it. I have truffle on, which is a pretty dark color, but I'm pretty tan in the summer. And it is something that I love to have that I can't imagine not having, especially when I'm looking tired or needing to be full face for an event or wanting to just look together. So I'm going to go ahead and have Tracy talk about how to clean the brushes. She's going to show us how to clean them, but mentioning all these tools and tips and tricks, what we really want you to walk away from tonight is knowing that you can do clean beauty. It is possible for everyone, and you absolutely are worth it. Like, you're worth this investment every day of the week. It is so important for you to know that and feel that and know our hearts behind this, that we are not about covering up anything in your body, but about enhancing it and helping you know your worth. So Tracy, show us what to do with those nasty brushes, because I for sure didn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, right? And I'm someone who is prone to acne. It's just always been that way. Like, even in my 40s, I'm like, really? I'm still getting acne. And a lot of that is back to the brushes if I don't clean my brushes. But I will tell you, for anybody who struggled with this, or maybe you've got a teenager or someone in their 20s, right, who has acne, let me just tell you, I don't get it with this makeup. Okay, like if I used MAC or Lancome or whatever before, oh my goodness, I just remember just break. It was just this ongoing thing. And I love how our makeup is so nourishing. So if I have a breakout, right, I do my little lavender or tea tree, and then I put my makeup, and I just feel like by the end of the day, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's erupting. It's, wow, it's gone down, because the makeup isn't aggravating it. So just wanted to put that out there, that if you struggle with that, it's huge. And so another way to prevent your breakouts is to make sure you're cleaning your brushes. I usually do it twice a week. You can do it every day, but frankly, I need them to dry out like completely. So I feel like once or twice a week is really good. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but we have this makeup soap. So let me just show you what's inside. It's specifically for the brushes. So it's like a little soap bar in here. And then there is a makeup pad. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's got the Young Living logo, but it's a silicone pad, but there's all these little do you see the little dots and everything? So it's raised. And what that does is, before I would have to use my fingers to like get in my brushes and clean it. Like, how gross is that when you think about what Kaylee had mentioned, all the dirt and germs that are in your fingernails? You don't want to do that, okay? Or like on your sink. Oh my gosh, I used to do that years ago, because I was like, yeah, I'm cleaning, it's fine, right? No, it's not fine. So I love this. Okay, so I've got just a little warm bowl of water. So you can just do this right under the sink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush wet, okay, and watch what I'm doing here. See, I'm just swirling the brush around, okay, in with the bar soap. So it's now getting, you can't really see it, but see, the soap is now on here. Now I'm going to use the pad. Okay, so the pad now has makeup on it. So do you see this? How cool is this? So you just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so now I'm going to dip my brush into the water, and then I just kind of repeat the process over and over until I feel like I don't have any more makeup here on the brush. But I feel like I have to do this with my foundation brush at least 2 or 3 times. Okay, so I can already start to see that it's getting clear on here. Okay. And then I'm going to just rinse it. And I'm going to show you real quick after I dry it. Look at that. Look at the difference, right? Did you see it before? It had like about a week's worth of foundation powder on it, but that's it. So you do that with all of the brushes, right? You can do it with the blush, the contouring, the blending brush, all of them. In particular, I find that my eyebrow brush, it just over time gets really gross. So same thing, I'll just go ahead and I'll dip it and then clean it. But if you don't have it, this is awesome. Again, it is specific for our makeup brushes, this makeup bar and this silicone pad, right? It's awesome. So that's how you do it. And it really just takes a couple of minutes. And then I let it just dry on the sink. So I just kind of like have the brush sort of sitting, right? Like it's not actually on the sink itself, but like it's kind of hovering over the open part of the sink. So it just kind of dries naturally. And by the next day, it's perfect. It's ready to use. So usually what I do is I put my makeup on in the morning, right? Right after I put it on, I'll clean my brushes, let it sit there and dry out. And then by the next day, when I'm ready to put on my makeup again, it's totally dry, totally clean, and it's fantastic. So just again, going back to the quality of the makeup brushes, I have had makeup brushes before. When I clean them, the bristles start to come out, right? Like that's how you know you got the cheap brushes. And I'm like, what's going on with that? Why is that happening? Again, I clean my brushes at least once a week, usually, if I'm not forgetting. That doesn't happen. I don't see things falling apart, falling out. These are super high quality brushes. So again, because you've got the high quality brushes, you want to make sure you're cleaning them to just get the debris, the dirt, the grime. You don't want that on your brushes because then it's going on your face. In particular, for those of you who break out like I do, this has just been really, really key for me to make sure that my brushes are clean. So if you guys have other questions, make sure you type it into the chat box. Hasn't this been an amazing class? I mean, tell me, type it in, let us know what was like the big aha for you, the big aha in this class. Type in the chat box, let us know. And again, makeup is for you, right? Like all the ladies tonight, even my husband says the same thing. He's like, I don't care if you wear makeup or not. It's really for us. It's not for anybody else. It's not for them. I wear makeup because it makes me feel beautiful. And I love what Ashley was saying in that, you know, you wear makeup to enhance your beautiful features, right? Like we all have beautiful features. Tell me what's your beautiful feature. Type it in the chat box. I want to know what's your beautiful feature. And, you know, just like you're ditching and switching, right? Your shampoo, your lotion, you know, your air fresheners, this is another awesome way for you to ditch and switch. And you may have not known before that the makeup that you were using was toxic. I didn't know. All I knew was it made me break out and I didn't know why. Now I know why, because it's toxic. This doesn't make me break out. It makes me feel beautiful. It's buildable. So during the day, I put on a very light layer of makeup. And then when I want to go nighttime, love what Kim did with her smoky eye. It's so gorgeous, right? But let me just tell you, I even have a no makeup face. I don't know if you guys saw that in the comment box. So like, this is my no makeup face, where to the normal person, it looks like I have no makeup, but I totally have on makeup because I filled in my brows, I put on my mascara, and I have my liquid foundation because that makes me feel beautiful. And then if I go out, I do Kim's, you know, glamming out with all the eyeshadows. But the makeup is amazing. And so you deserve it, right? To, you know, have clean makeup, to try all the things. I've seen a question, which mascara? I'm going to tell you, get both. They're both equally awesome because one volumizes, right? Meaning like it makes your lashes kind of like whiter and like fatter and plumper, whereas the other one lengthens. I personally need help with both because I don't have many lashes. All my sons inherited my lashes. I don't know why little boys have amazing lashes, but they do. So I personally need to use both of them. And I think as you try things out, you're really going to find it's not only buildable where you can go from day to night, but you can mix and match. Like Kaylee was saying, she uses, you know, from different palettes, which is awesome. Even the lipsticks, you're going to see some of the lipsticks and you're like, ooh, that's very sparkly, or ooh, that's pretty dark. It's buildable. So I personally don't wear very dark lipsticks either. So I'll just do like a light layer. I'll do my lip balm, and then I'll do a light layer. I'm like, ooh, this is very nice. So like that hot pink that Kim had, I'm telling you, it actually looks really nice. So you can do a light layer and then you could go darker if you want to. So you can really play around with the makeup and make it your own, right? So between the four of us, the way I use the makeup is going to be different than Kim or Kaylee or Ashley, right? It's all about customizing it for you, but this is the makeup you need. It is amazing. So just really want to put out there, give it a try. Don't be afraid to go, you know, maybe you're like, I don't know about that pink blush. I don't know about that purple eyeshadow. I'm just saying everybody needs purple eyeshadow. It's amazing, right? I don't know about that foundation color. Just give it a try. Use that Fitzpatrick scale. Okay, and if you need to, this is the spot to match, okay? This is the spot right here, like on your neckline. So you just wanna make sure it blends in well. My recommendation, if you're getting a foundation or even a foundation, like the liquid or the powder, I would get two. Like if you're kind of like, I could go either way, chances are you can wear both. Maybe one's a winter and one's a summer, but I'm telling you, you can probably wear a couple of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed our class tonight. This was so fun. Ladies, Kaylee, Ashley, and Kim, love it. I wish we were in person because I want to give you all a big hug. I miss you all so much. This was so fun. And this is recorded, so we're going to have it available for you guys to watch again, because I know you're going to be like, I need to watch the 5-minute face, or I want to watch the contouring again, right? I know it. So you can watch it again or share with a friend. But thank you so much for being with us tonight. We'll have another class coming up soon. Thanks, you guys. Bye.